Welcome to Girl, She Did That podcast with Bree and Sandy. Hey, Bree.
Hey, Sandy.
How are you?
I am excellent.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm glad
Feel
you
my-
are doing excellent.
Hmm?
How excellent. Mm-hmm.
Gotta go.
Excellent.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That deep range. Excellent.
Let's give it tenor.
That name. Okay.
Wow.
Anywho,
How you feeling?
I am feeling like ready for the week. I don't know. That's not really a feeling, but like I'm ready to get through the week so we can see each other. I'm so excited about seeing you this week. To celebrate our sister for her birthday and passing her licensure exam. So we outside next weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm just ready to get the week kind of started.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just ready to get on the plane. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying?
I feel you. All right, so who are we honoring today?
So
Wait a minute, drink out the sky. Drink out the sky.
So today we are honoring someone who I don't know personally, but is definitely on my list of celebrities of must have to me whenever we blow up.
Blow up?
Have to me. Blow up. She's definitely on my list. Tracee Ellis Ross. Like you know somebody when you gotta say the whole name.
The whole
You can't be like,
name.
oh, that's Tracee. Tracee who? Ellis Ross. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yes, my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And Rainbow Johnson from Blackish. You know, that's my show. I watch that every morning when I'm getting ready for work. And that's great.
Clearly.
Yes.
Clearly. So yeah. So we are honoring her because we are going to be talking about Friends. So it only makes sense to talk about Tracee with girlfriends, you know, how she showed up in her friendship dynamic with her people and just how she shows up in the world. I don't personally know any of her personal friends in real life, like as far as her on social media. She doesn't necessarily I haven't noticed like just her having just a group of people that she talks about all the time, but girlfriends is really what sticks out to me when I think about Tracee and Friends. So yeah, we're honoring Tracee Ellis Ross.
So, okay. So we're gonna talk about friends and friendships. So you want me to start?
Yes.
With my question.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming hot out the gate. Have you ever
hot off the press? Sorry.
Out the gate. Have you ever experienced guilt for walking away from a friendship, and how did you process it? I need to grab my drink out the sky. Oh, she is indeed. Oh, man.
Because I'm trying to think, did I ever regret discontinuing a friendship? No.
Okay. So how did you process it?
I think I processed it by just talking it out. And sometimes, like, I'm big on like not focusing on right and wrong. Like, I'm more so focused on, you know, how I showed up, how the other person showed up. And sometimes we just didn't mesh, or, you know, the friendship has just ran its course. And I know that I'm a try to make it work type of girl. And I think that as I've gotten older, I'm kind of growing out of the trying to make it work type of girl, because sometimes you could just do it against what you got going on for yourself. So I don't think that at this point in my life I have anybody that I regret, because it's not like I'm just going out here just like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just going in guns blazing like, oh yeah, like you said this to me, you're gone. Like you've had multiple chances. You know, and sometimes, you know, and I just feel like when it comes to friends, it's so much different than relationships, because you can have multiple friends. It's not really quite acceptable to have multiple partners. So, you know, you may be in a phase in your life where that partnership, that friendship isn't necessarily, you don't know how to evolve that friendship because it was good for one season or or a period of time in your life. So, at one point you probably weren't that flexible, but then you probably needed more flexible friends.
True.
And your friend that's not that flexible just wouldn't give you the room to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to move on. And it doesn't and when you are discontinuing friendships, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be ugly and nasty. Sometimes this is just the last call. Like, I'm not calling you, you're not calling me, type of thing.
Right.
And some friendships you can pick them back up because you're like, well, why did we stop being friends? So, some things could be repaired and some things can't.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I don't no, I don't think I don't have any guilt. Thinking of one in particular, there's no guilt there. It's definitely a lot of history there still, but I wish that person all the best. I don't have any, like, how people will feel like, well, this person did this, that, and the third. Like, I don't have any negative intentions or any negative things to say about that person. It was just at that season in my life, that relationship or friendship ended.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of is what it is. It's not, that's it. That's just what it is. It just ended.
Yeah.
So, people often say, what breaks anything, friendships, families up, or anything is weddings and funerals and all those major milestone events that occurs on the lifespan. And I believe that.
You and that damn lifespan.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's you learn who people are in those happy times and in those dark times. Um and how they show up for you. So just is what it is. But no, I don't have any regrets or guilt or anything, because anybody that I've ever come into contact in my life, I've truly wished them the best.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay. So what does a safe and supportive friendship look like to you?
I guess thinking about all of you guys in whole, the one thing that you all do have in common as far as when it comes to me is that you all make me feel very safe to be in your space, but also emotionally I feel safe with all of my friends that are more like my siblings, because I got to choose you all. You know what I'm saying? So I think a common thread or theme is that I feel safe with you all, which is why I'm able to be so vulnerable. And I think that's why my relationships with you all have lasted as long in decades as they have, because we've had time to kind of build that, but also we met in very different stages in the life. So
In the life what?
in the lifespan. So
there we go. Don't change it up now. Don't change it up now.
So my friends are individuals who I've been friends with a long time, starting from preschool to grad school, and I would even beyond say even like my workplace, like best friend. Like, she has become somebody who is just more than just my friend at work. You know what I'm saying? Or my friends at work. They have extended beyond that. So um I feel like if I can come to you and be vulnerable, because I'm not one to be vulnerable with everybody or for everybody to see me experience certain emotions, um, and that can stay in that, I rock with you the long way. Um, and knowing how to, I guess for me, is knowing how to show up. I'm somebody that I show up for my friends no matter what, good, bad, ugly, and different. I make that's a priority for me. That's important to me. And so I hope, not a hope, I know that if something was to go awry, whether good or bad, that you all would support me and go through that. You know what I mean? Which everybody has. It hasn't been one person that hasn't supported me or didn't make me feel safe. So yeah. What about you?
I think similar to what you answered. I mean, I think that being able to be vulnerable, and I think to be able to see myself through my friends, bits and parts of myself with them. And I think that being able to having friends who have compassion, empathy, and understanding is really what I seek when it comes to being supportive, because that lets me know that like you're not coming at me with you should know better, do better mindset. It's more so of like human. Like, yeah, that didn't work out, or you didn't show up probably as your best self, but everybody has an off day, or
Right.
um do you want to just talk so that you can vent, or do you want to talk about solutions, or where do you want to go in this conversation? I think that that's the safe space, the supportive space, is that knowing that you're not in that situation alone. I think that as I've gotten older, I have become more closed off when it comes to having friends, or talking to them about more vulnerable things. I think that with my long lasting friends, it's just second nature, because we've been through a lot together, and we've also witnessed a lot in each other's lives. So I feel comfortable trusting you with this weight. Um, so to me, that's an honor to be a safe space for my friends, to be a supportive person for my friend, because everybody doesn't get that part of people. And to know that that is something that I didn't necessarily feel like I had to earn, in the sense of like exhausting my energy into it, but to know that like I have the award of like, oh no, like just give her a little space, give her a little time, like knowing how you operate and knowing how to be a supportive and safe friend, to me will always be an honor.
Okay.
So yeah.
I feel emotional. I do. I don't know why, but I do. So go to the next question.
Okay.
Go to the next question.
How do you bring up concerns about unbalanced dynamics in a friendship without causing conflict?
Well, that's it. I mean, if you've been friends with, that is easy. If you've been friends with people for a long time, you can address those things. Like, if if somebody is off or they're going through something, I feel like everybody, if people are going through things, you gotta let them walk through that. That don't mean I love you any less. You know what I'm saying? I gotta let you walk through that. I'm always here to support you. Um, some things you just not gonna understand, right? And sometimes people don't have insight into the things that they do or they say, because there is no conversation, or they're not open to it. So you got to know your friend, right? You got to know how to approach the conversation. Otherwise, it is gonna cause some conflicts. But a part of being a friend, in my opinion, is being able to hold each other accountable, to say like, hey, this is not right. Hey, maybe we need to look at this. Hey, maybe we need to some insight you need to gain into this area. You know what I'm saying? And I think if individuals personalize it, then that's their own stuff, right? Because obviously I'm not the first one saying this, so then why are you personalizing when I'm coming to you about it with it?
Right.
And I'm coming to you out of love about it, So yeah. What about you?
I agree with you with situations. I don't think that it's necessarily easy. Because if the person's not ready to hear it, or they may not even be aware that they're doing it, they may take offense to it. Of course, it's always about how you say it and not what you're necessarily saying at times. But I think that when you are faced with a mirror, that when you when you're operating and moving throughout the world, thinking that like you're the prettiest girl, but then somebody holds up a mirror and like your makeup is smeared, your hair is messed up, it kind of throws you off, because it's like, who is that you speak of? So I think that to address, and I think that really as we get older, I actually think the hardest part, and you spoke on it, is that to allow your friends to, live their lives knowing that like this ain't really where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? because you know what your friend is capable of, even with their potential.
Mm-hmm.
And with being a part of that person's life, you always want them to reach their full potential. But if they are so focused on, holding on to that job that doesn't serve them,
Mm-hmm.
or holding on to that relationship that doesn't serve them, I think that as a friend who always wants more and the best for you, it becomes difficult to witness that.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes difficult to continue to have the conversation about this whack ass job
Right.
and this whack ass relationship. And it's like, all this shit is whack. Whack. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're so much better than this job. You're so much better than this relationship.
Yeah.
You're so much better than the city you're living in. You're bigger than this. And it's like, I'm not just saying this as your friend, but like, I'm sure that if anybody saw it or see you, they would see what I see.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so difficult. It could become difficult. That's where the conflict comes in, is that like, it's not necessarily like, I told you something, you got upset about it. This is not like, I think that as you get older, it gets a little bit deeper. Because like, now I'm not just talking about your tone. I'm now talking about how you talking to yourself.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm talking about, how you're stuck in this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not reaching your full potential.
Yeah.
You are, like we talked about, you are with that spouse who is not, helping you get to where you need to be. And y'all aren't having discussions and conversations about what you want, but you're being of service to everyone else. And no one is like, when it comes to service, it's not just for a woman to be a service to a man and to the children. It's for those same people to be a service to her as well. But I don't think that that's talked about enough.
Yeah.
But I think that that's where the conflict may arise, is that like, I see more in you and you're not pushing enough because you have these barriers in your way, and you're going to have to make a decision. And not making a decision is still making a decision. And sometimes you may choose sacrifice instead of choosing perseverance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, how do you celebrate the friendships that have stood the test of time and continue to grow?
I don't think I do. I don't think I really celebrate my friendships. I think I just keep showing up. So probably should put that on my to-do list to do better in. Like, I might send a random text after having like a heartfelt conversation, because it's like, you may feel like you're going through this life alone, and it really is a relief to be able to let your hair down and talk to somebody about the situation without feeling the judgment or the shame or the doubt or the guilt of the situation. So I give those small tokens, and sometimes I just randomly, and sometimes I'll speak to other people and how they operate in their friendships and their situations, and I'm just like, my friend would never, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I might send like a text or something like that to show my appreciation. But yeah.
Okay. What about me? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I think I'm like you, just showing up. Like I feel like I do show up.
We start lying on this podcast. Like, what are we really doing?
Do I not show up?
Cassandra, you love too hard. All right.
That's a part of me showing up, bruh.
Nah, you the type of person that send a bouquet of flowers on Tuesday. What's today?
You
What
lying.
it's just Tuesday. It's just Tuesday.
Bradford.
Like, you're the type of person like, man, like, I could really go for like some hibachi and be at work, and you like order some hibachi for somebody. Like, that's what you like. That's what you do. You like show up real hard. I've had to tell you like, hey, Cassandra, scale this down, because I'm letting you know right now.
When, Bree? When have you ever told me?
You'll book a hotel. You're like, okay, my card got it.
Bree,
I'm like, no, Cassandra, it's a lot of people here. Like, everybody got paid today. We came out because but my check bigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Bree,
your card up.
When
we don't know limits. Put your card.
But when have we ever done? What you talking about? Give me an example. I need an example.
When we were in Chicago, there were a lot of times where you were like, oh yeah, I got this. Or like, oh yeah, somebody's birthday. Let's celebrate the whole weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna pay for the dinner, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do this.
It's your birthday.
I'm like, Cassandra, we all are working this first job at a grad school job. What are you getting?
I was living on student loans, baby. I was living on student loans still. Remember, I was in school forever. So
true. but we all had it. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just the way, you show up. So when you say like, oh yeah, I'm like, no, don't be lying to the people like that.
Well,
That's
that's
not
how
me.
I show up. I mean, that's how I choose to show up for the people that I love. Now, I'm not just out here randomly doing that for folk.
Cassandra, you just made baskets for the homeless. Bags.
That's
And you
civil.
put Dove soap in it.
That's
You
civil.
put Dove soap in. You put Dove soap in it.
That's civil
You
engagement.
put men's Dove soap in it. What are we talking about? That's what I'm talking about. Like you're just
Brianka,
lying.
Brianka, that's civil engagement. If it's homeless,
Civil engagement.
yes, if it's homeless people out on the corner, and every day I'm driving past them, like, man, I don't have no cash money to give y'all, but I can give you this toiletry bag. You know what I'm saying? That I made. What's the difference?
But do you know that there's a lot of people who will see the homeless? We driving. We'll see the homeless.
What?
We driving. We driving now. And pulling up, see the homeless, and keep it straight. And be like, let me tell you something. I have had a sandwich and put that bit down. Okay? And me, the homeless person looking at me, I'm like,
Bree.
huh? That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. I've been like, little glams, like, are they like, got their sign up? I'm like, oh, sorry. Like, I was going to offer them a fry, but I'm like, what am I going to eat with my burger? That's what I'm saying.
Brianka, don't make these people
I
think.
just got the burger. I just got it. And I was really hungry.
But also, you got to remember, okay, the way that my friends show up for me, right? They show up for me, so I'm gonna show up for them. This is not.
It's not about.
It's not about what.
It's not about if you show up or not. That's very clear.
Huh?
But what I'm saying that you're lying about to the people is that you're expressing that you only show up by just a phone call. And that's just simply not true. You're the same person who dragged me and Selim out in the Chicago streets to hand out those same bags. You just got homeless bags in the back of your seat with Dove soap in it, talking about y'all have a blessed day.
But you supposed to help the people, right?
I'm not saying you're not supposed to help the people. What I'm
But
saying
God
is that
love. That's what God put on my heart to do.
correct, and
Okay.
that's all I'm saying is tell people on this podcast what God has on your heart too.
Listen,
But you're talking about, yeah, I just, I'm just telling you, I just told you I put my burger down. You would have gave that man a burger. You would have gave him the part that you didn't bite. I'm putting my burger down. I'm like, I can't even talk because there's a piece of burger in my mouth. Like, I can't even tell him, like, oh, yeah, God bless you. Because I got a piece of burger in my mouth. I'm one of them people. Remember? I'm one of them people. That's with my burger down here. I'm trying to hide my food.
I came with you.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Just give the full picture because you're just giving them a look.
Okay, so Debris has exposed me. The way that I show up for the people that I love, yes, I go over.
It hurts.
It did. Okay. Yes, it's over the top, but they have been over the top for me, right? And I think
I give you a piece of my burger.
You think I'm like, imagine cuz
for sure.
What? Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough when I'm around cuz.
That's true.
Like she is like, or even like Shayna and Sorna, like especially Shayna. Like I'm like, man, Odell. Like I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Sean, like,
yeah, cuz let me try her Mercedes.
Yeah, like, but that's the type of people that I have been around, and like when it comes to them, is nothing. Nothing is. There's no object. There's nothing. There's nothing that I would not do for any of y'all because it's the same in return. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that like my husband had to learn with me because with me came y'all, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna stop showing up for y'all because I married you. And that's just something he had to really get used to that because he wasn't used to having a large family, right? That did that. But for me to have like this extended family, now I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to Chicago. I got to be with Jasmine, blah, blah, blah. He like, okay, well, y'all go have fun. You know, now it's like that. But in the beginning, it was like, well, why is you going to this person? You can't go. Nah. If something is happening that's major,
Mhm.
We all gonna show up. We gonna figure out how we gonna get there. That's just
Mhm.
how it is gonna be, and that's how it is. And I'm glad that he respects that because it's like this is a part of who I am.
Yeah.
These people
Sure.
are important to me, right? And although we don't live, we everybody live in all these different places. You have to
Mhm.
be intentional about your friendships, right?
Mhm.
Some people I don't talk to every day. You know what I'm saying? But even if I don't talk to you every day, I still got to show up.
Mhm.
So that's just what it is.
I love it.
Okay. You got your next question?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. What's one lesson you've learned about friendships that you wish you knew earlier?
Oh, I think trying to make friends in your 30s, like I don't need it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I like I'm glad that when I met my two friends within my career, I'm glad I met them when I did. But now at this big age, I'm good. I don't need. That's it. That's enough. It's enough of people. It's enough of y'all. I don't need anymore. That's it. So
I mean, especially if you have friends since pre-K.
I mean, yes, yes. So I don't no. I'm good at the big age of now I'm fine. I'm open to it, but I don't have to because I told you about that one experience I had, and he was like, "She don't want to be your friend. Forget her." I'm like, I was
Like,
really hurt. I'm like, dang, and he was like, "No, you got to move around. No,
yeah.
no." You know what I'm saying? So I wish it was I wish now that I know this now. Like everybody is not meant to be your friend. That's just what that is, right? You can't take in everybody, right? Because what you
Yeah.
taught me is levels to friendship.
Tips. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Like, it's not like you feeling like you're using that person or anything like that. It's like you don't have the capacity,
Yeah.
but you need to have your all stars.
Yeah.
You need that. You can't have different groups, different kind of people, and you don't have your all stars in order.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, so when you are in your 30s making friends and stuff like that, and when they start doing stuff that don't align with you or don't really mesh with how you do things or how you think, you're not devastated
Right.
because you're like, oh, I don't have no all stars. Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
you got your all stars. That's who you go talk to about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely agree. I think one of the lessons that I learned from friendships that I wish I would have knew earlier is basically like everybody's not for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so leave quicker. Like, don't try to shrink yourself, adjust yourself to be somebody's friend. Like,
Yeah.
I think that that's why I'm so passionate about that, because I feel like I did that in my adolescence. Like, I
Mm.
even started with my niece. Like, my niece was trying to play with this girl's basketball, and she clearly wasn't trying to play with her. So I had to pull her to the side. I was like, this is a lesson that if somebody don't want to play with you, don't play with them, because she's just very friendly. She always
Right.
just wants to play. That's all she want to do all day. She wake up, I want to play. You know what I'm saying? Playground. Well, good morning to you too. What did you dream about? You want some cereal? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's other things to think about to start our
Mm-hmm.
day
Mm-hmm.
besides playground. So I did the same thing to her. I was like, yeah, she don't want to play with you. She was like, but I just want friends. Totally understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But she not gonna be one.
Right. Mm-hmm.
No, not while I'm around.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Get out of here. Because what ends up happening is that you overly extend yourself, and then it's kind of like when people like marriage, like when you put in so much work and effort, you like, well, you got to be my friend because you done put in so much effort and time, and
Mm-hmm.
you've exhausted yourself. And then you also train your nervous system that in order to be friends with somebody, you got to work for it and you got to work hard for it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
already stuff that you're gonna have to put your energy and time into. Another human being is just not it.
Right.
In my not in the way of overly extending yourself. Like, it's just not for you, and that's okay. Like, you have to remember that there are other people who are waiting on you. They haven't even met you yet.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're sitting here consuming yourself with this one person or this group of girls or whatever the case may be, you could have made your own group of friends that you could have experienced real friendships.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it ends up leaving a bad taste in your mouth when that person was never supposed to be in your life, and now you feel like, oh yeah, like I don't. You have that language of like, oh, I don't trust women, and I don't have any girlfriends, and this and that, because you might have overly extended yourself.
Right. Yeah.
So, I think that, and I think that one of the things that I wish I would have known earlier that I know now is that it's going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as I accept who I am, I will gravitate more people who align with that. Along with that, I will trust myself more to be able to evaluate and decide who's supposed to stay, who's not.
Yeah.
Because I am the light. I can't control what I attract, but I do control what I keep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that I wish I would have known that a little bit earlier to evaluate and figure out, versus feeling like, oh yeah, like you gravitate towards me, we're friends for life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And knowing that it's okay to not be besties.
Right.
Like it's okay.
Right.
Everything's okay.
Not everything's okay.
Everything's okay. Everybody's alive. We're good.
All right. Okay. Is it my turn or is your turn? My turn.
It's your turn.
Oh, okay. All right. What are some signs that a friend genuinely supports you versus tolerating you?
I think some indications of someone who is tolerating you versus supporting you is that they may not engage with you genuinely.
Mm.
Maybe more so on the end of wanting to get something from you, your energy, your light, your resources. Mm-hmm. They're not really interested. They're not really interested.
I went to the sky. I did. I went to the sky.
They're not really interested in who you are as a person.
Yeah.
I think that that's an indication that a person is tolerating you and not necessarily trying to build a friendship with you. They're just around for, what you can give. Mm-hmm. Not just, kind of like what we talked about. Like, are you friends with that person through the good and the bad?
Right.
Can you listen to your friends talk about they parents? If you don't call your friends' parents by their first name when they start talking about them, are we really friends?
Right.
Are we?
Good point.
So, but that comes with the package. Like, we all have our stuff. Mm-hmm. And knowing that, like, you could talk to your friends like you talk to your siblings. Yeah, because, we could talk about each other's mama, but, like, can't nobody else do it. Right. But it's like, it's just one of those things where and we both know not to be disrespectful, obviously.
Right.
But it's just more so of, like, the human aspect that we talked about in friendship. Like, I can relate to that because our parents are getting older. Mm-hmm. So they do certain things that we're just like, girl, like, this gets on my nerves. And you're like, yeah, my mom does the same thing. Like, really? Mm-hmm. She does. Like, how do you deal with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so now we're getting a conversation started. We're now connecting. But right. I think that a person who is just using you or just tolerating you wouldn't necessarily be interested in that. Yeah. They wouldn't be interested in having a true friendship with you. They would just only want to, they'll just be one of those people who just, call you, say, hey, how you doing? And then get straight to the point. Right. So yeah. Okay. That's a good answer. I would. What was this, Family Feud? This is what? Good answer. No, I would agree. I would agree with that. If somebody is just friends with you to get the benefit of you, then no, I don't want to. Because friendships should be reciprocal. You should be benefiting from each other. Whether it's emotionally or whatever. I hope that all the good things that's happening in all my different friendships, I hope some of that just sprinkled right on down onto me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of spiritual connection that I want to have with my friends. But not being connected to people that just want to use you to get to where they want to be. That's not gonna work. So that's definitely a major sign of somebody just tolerating you. I would agree with that. All right. You got anything else? I don't have any more questions. Do you have another question? Nope. That was my last one. Okay, cool. Well, that wraps our episode of Girl, She Did That. Don't forget the merch. Click the link. Hey, get a fanny pack. Ha, ha, ha. Get a cup. Hey, get a suitcase. Woo, woo, woo. Hey, get a cup. Get a fanny pack. So as always, Spotify, Apple, all the platforms that you could listen to the podcast. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning into our podcast episode. Until next time.
Next time. Bye.